everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm glad you're here. Today I'm going to show you how to make a card using the Cherish card making stamp and thin cut set. Okay, and I'm going to use colors that are different from what's featured in the catalog. All right, so this set comes with layering stencils to add color to that floral design. It makes it quick and easy with a bold impact. And then I'm going to use papers from Flower Shop and some of the mix-ins. All right, so I've loaded this floral stamp into my MISTI, and I'm going to stamp it out in black ink on white daisy. And it has a coordinating thin cut, so that white daisy is about 5 inches across. And then I'm going to hit it with some anti-static powder, and I'm going to clear emboss over the black ink. So I'm going to ink up that image again with Versamark. And then I'll stamp that down. And then get the MISTI out of the way, and I'll sprinkle this with some clear embossing powder. So this will keep the black ink nice and crisp and bold. And especially I'm going to be using oxide inks over it, so this will keep the image clear and crisp. Okay. All right, so I'm going to hit it with my heat tool and we'll melt that embossing powder. You certainly don't have to do this step, but I like to do it when I'm using oxides. Okay, so now these are the stencils. We get 3 of them. So the first one is for the large flowers. And with stencils, I'd like to use some pixie spray. This is a low-tack adhesive. And you can use it multiple times once you've sprayed it. So I'll hit that with the spray, and then I'll lay my stencil down. This ensures that none of the ink can creep underneath the edges of the stenciled openings. And then just to be sure nothing's going to move, I'm going to use some of the Close My Heart masking tape to just tack everything down to my Versamat. Okay, so I'm using a variety of different Distress Oxide colors. So I'm using a fall color scheme for these florals. So you can choose whatever colors you like. I decided on spiced marmalade and carved pumpkin, and then mustard seed and fossilized amber. So I'm just going to lay a little bit of color down with a small blending brush, and then I'm going to go in with a detail blending brush and add some fossilized amber to the outsides. So I've got this sped up pretty quick, and I'll go even quicker once I start layering these stenciled images, but I want it to keep all the coloring in the video. So I'm thinking about the next color, and I decided to go in with some more spiced marmalade for the centers of the flowers. Just creating a nice blend, bright fall colors. And just go back and forth with colors until you're happy with what you see. Okay. Brighten it up a little bit with the mustard seed. Okay, we're good with the flowers, and then we're ready to remove the stencil. Ta-da! Okay, next stencil is for the insides of the flowers and the berries at the base. Okay, so we'll set that stencil up and get it tacked down, and then I'm going to go in with some crackling campfire and abandoned coral. The very centers of those flowers. And we'll remove that stencil. And then the next one is for the leaves. These stencils make it so much easier to add color quickly and easily. So I'm going to go in with peeled paint and then detail with rustic wilderness. And just add some green, and then I'll blend everything together. And that one's all done. So pretty. Okay, so off camera, I'm going to cut this image out with the coordinating die. Okay, now we have our floral and we can start putting together a card. All right, so I'm going to start with this piece of sapphire, and I'm going to use the stitched card front die to leave a stitching around the edges. And then I'm going to cut this piece of mix-in. It's a wood green mix-in, and cutting that at 4 by 5 1/4. So then when I layer it on top of sapphire, it'll have a nice stitched border around the edges. Okay. Now for the sentiment. And from that set, I'm going to use the sentiment that says thankful for you. I'm kind of deciding where to stamp, and I'm going to stamp direct to this wood grain mix-in paper in black ink. Get that down, and then we can start building the card. So I really want that floral to pop, so I'm not going to add a ton more to this card. I'm going to start out by layering in that sapphire piece, and then we'll put the mix-in on top of that, just using Tombow. And then to ground my floral, I've added some strips of paper. So this is from Flower Shop, and it's like an avocado gingham. And I've cut that at 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then I have the opposite side of that is this chevron on Sundance. And I cut that strip at about 1/2 inch. And then I've divided a zip strip in 2. So I've cut it at 1/4 inch by 5 1/4 from that same piece of Flower Shop. And then I'll pop that floral on top. So it's just grounded with small little peaks of patterned paper. And then of course I have to add some bling. So I've got some of these gold gems, and I'll scatter a bunch of those around. So I'll make a list of supplies with links in the description below. Really love the way this floral turned out. Nice and bright and happy colors. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it, and then you'll be able to find all of my videos. And here are some close-up shots. I hope you give this a try. This is a fun set to work with. And thanks for watching.